Hi, I'm Kit Clement. I'm a WCA delegate, and I'm going to walk you through some of the things that you might need to know as a first-timer at a WCA competition. So many competitions use a group system. Groups are designed so that you get called up as an entire group rather than calling up names one at a time. When you get called up, you'll go up as a whole group and you'll complete solves alternating one at a time until you finish your average. Alright, so let's say we've called up the first group now. This means everyone that's in that first group is going to bring up their puzzle to the competition area. So when this happens, you want to find a table with the scorecards on it. So this may be a scrambling table, or this may be a separate table here. Once you do this, you'll find a scorecard with your name on it, place your cube there, and then have a seat in the competitor waiting area. Now, of course, the layout of a competition may change depending on where you go. So do try to figure out, where the competitor waiting area is. Please do wait in the competitor waiting area, as we need to be able to readily call you. If you're waiting in the audience, you may not hear us call you. So once your cube has been brought up to the drop-off table, someone will take it over to the scrambling table here, and the scramble will perform an algorithm, the scrambling algorithm, to scramble the cube according to the scrambles for that competition. So once the cube is scrambled, they'll place it in a cube cover with a scorecard, and a runner will take it to the station. So I'll just act as the runner here. So we've brought it to a station now. Lauren Clements. And this will begin the first attempt. Now before beginning your first attempt, of course you have some time to prepare yourself. So the judge may ask you if you are ready, but you only have to say you're ready when you actually are ready. So let's go ahead and start this. Are you ready, Lauren?
Yes, I am.
So we'll count the inspection time. As soon as I lift the cover, the time starts. Now you have 15 seconds to inspect, and I'll let you know when 8 and 12 seconds have passed. You of course can start, whenever you're ready. 8 seconds. 12 seconds. At this point, when you hear 12 seconds, you should put down the cube and start the timer. You have to wait for the green light to come on, which of course adds time to your inspection. So when you do hear 12, you really should get started. And of course, watch for the green light to make sure that the timer will start. Okay, and that concludes the attempt. What happens now is on the scorecard, we'll write down the time. And of course though, humans make errors, so your job, of course, is to sign for that time and make sure it's accurate. Whatever's written on here that you sign for is the official time, so do make sure to double check. The point of signing is to make sure that the time is accurate. So we're going to talk about some of the penalties you may receive at the beginning and at the end of your solve. At the beginning of the solve, one of the things you need to make sure is that your hands are face down. So you can't have any kind of karate chop sort of starts. You need to make sure that they are facing downward. You can't be touching the cube as you start the timer, and the cube can't be on top of the timer. It needs to be on the mat in front. Finally, you need to make sure you're starting with fingertips. So not using the palms of your hand, but just the fingertips. Of course, you can also get a penalty for inspection time. Any inspection that takes 15 to 17 seconds is a +2 penalty, like all the penalties that I just described. And going over 17 seconds of inspection is a DNF. Now for the end of the solve, you need to make sure that you fully release the cube and that you're not touching it in any way when you stop the timer. Finally, you need to make sure that your hands are face down as you stop. So again, no kind of karate chop things. The fingertips don't matter on the stop this time, so stopping with your palms is okay, but you do kind of run the risk of not fully releasing the cube when you do that. Of course, there are misalignment penalties. These are the penalties that you may know a little bit more. Any outer block turn that's more than 45 degrees is a 2-second penalty. Another outer block turn would be a DNF. This does mean that anything that's off by a slice is a DNF because it takes 2 outer turns. 180-degree turns are okay because 180 degrees is still 1 turn. So that should cover all of the penalties that you may encounter in the solve. Okay, so that's it for the first attempt. Once everything's been signed for, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the cube cover and we'll send it back to the scrambling table. Somebody else will be using your station next, so go ahead and wait in the competitor area again, and you'll be called up again to solve once your cube has been scrambled again. So you'll do this process up to 5 times, and at your very last solve, you'll just simply take your cube back with you and wait until your next event. So this wraps up our WCA competitor tutorial. I hope you have fun at your first competition. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask your WCA delegate or organizer at that competition. Thanks for watching.